Welcome back to more Disco Elysium. In the last episode, I put a rotting body inside of the bear fridge of doom. And I was thinking, what would happen if I were to turn the power off to the fridge? Would I create some sort of moldy soup therein? I'm not going to find out. I'm sure there's something funny I could do with that, but I want to keep this playthrough at least somewhat investigative. And speaking of which, I did fail a white perception check on the body in the last episode. So, let's put 1 point into perception and try again. I have 2 points I can spend, but I might as well try to get away with just one. Let's see.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
So 28%, that's still really low, but might as well try it. I'm going to search the body one more time thoroughly.
Your arm reaches
nice.
out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Man, I'm really glad I got that 28%. That was lucky. That way I don't have to spend another point into perception, at least for now. But let me crawl up his nostrils.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Push your fingers in his nose.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage. The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Let me put my fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Let me open my eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Abrasion collar.
The lieutenant looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper. Let me touch it with my finger gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Let me put my finger in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Let me feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The ululations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
There's a cavity, cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Let me wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Interesting, very interesting. I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
He searches his pockets for something. Let me inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
The lieutenant leans closer. Let me try to interface this. I have a 92% chance to fish it out. I'm very curious.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Slowly pull your fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
So the description there is very interesting. A small flower made of lead. Whenever a bullet impacts, it basically splays out and can look like a flower. The lieutenant puts a small bag marked evidence under it. I'm gonna drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You deserve it.
The lieutenant drops the bag in your hand. It feels light.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
High velocity, temporary cavity in brain tissue. Huh. Sounds like heaven.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
he's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead? Dabba-doop-doop.
Dead.
You think so?
I did not just come up with this. I've had my doubts since you showed me the tracks, officer. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him? There is no satisfactory explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, foolhardily. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost. There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Maybe they shot him while they hanged him.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it doesn't explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Alright, I'm going to close the door for now. I still want to try to investigate the body before he takes it so I can try to take the boots. So let me look at the inventory here. I bet I can interact with the bullet and investigate it further. The bullet mushroomed out on impact and now looks more like a fanciful jacket button than something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
Let me feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
What do I do with you, bullet?
What?
The lieutenant steps closer. I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Let me inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Let's look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Alright, but let me try to do my hand-eye coordination check here. 72%, that's pretty decent. Alright, let's try it. Try to determine what type of weapon shot this.
A rifle.
Nice.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmagrov rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
The lieutenant jots something down in his notebook. I think I know where this came from. Dangled the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmagrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachon, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Worth what, getting shot?
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
The bullet has nothing more to say. Put it away. Okay, very interesting. So maybe I should go question the guy at the antique store. He might know something, or at least give me some sort of lead. Let me look at this. Find the murder weapon. You need to find the firearm that killed the hanged man. Something tells you it will take some time. You could start by identifying the bullet so you know the weapon that shot it. After that, keep your eyes open and be patient. So I need to locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. You reek of death. Wash it off. There's a bathtub in your room at the Whirling Inn Rags. A good place to visit once you can have some privacy. Okay. Very good. Now, need to find a way to get rid of the lieutenant here so I can steal those boots. I don't know how to do that. There's that guy I need to go talk to after 9 p.m. It said 9 p.m. tomorrow, so I don't know if he'll be there today or if I have to wait until next night. I don't know. We could try it, though. I forgot where the antique guy is. I think he's like somewhere here to the south. I think over here, right? That was the antique shop. Yeah, that was it. Let me talk to him. Maybe he knows something.
Officer, the flashlight, please.
I forgot he doesn't like the flashlight. I put my wine in my hand.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Nope. So he doesn't know anything. I still need to buy this thing. I think there's gonna be a karaoke cassette in there. Alright, let me get out of here. There was this here. Take all that junk. Okay. Yeah, let me go see if that guy is in the apartment. It said anytime after 9 p.m. Let me come back here and check this out. Spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Let me look closer first.
The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone. They look pretty ancient.
Kim, look, bullet holes.
Where?
Point to the chips in the wall. Someone's been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old.
Oh, you mean like from the revolution?
Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
Okay, what can you tell me about this revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
I don't know why sometimes my inventory kind of blinks around a little bit, but there's nothing new there, so whatever. So there's lots of junk for me to pick here. And I think I'll need a crowbar for that. Or maybe not. Don't need a crowbar, didn't mean to do that. Let me get the flashlight back on. Or maybe I did. Who knows? Pick up all this junk here. Digging in the trash. I'm gonna need to come up with 20 more bucks for tomorrow. I still need to pass this check. Let me remind myself what kind of check it was.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Conceptualization. It's 58%. I think I'm going to try it. +2 because in the dimming light, some things become clearer and Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious.
Because you see it. Finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More.
O Wall Father.
Kim, I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
I must talk to Cindy. Get the necessary materials from her.
If you must.
He adds in a resigned tone. See, why does... I don't understand why that happens. Why the little inventory thing flashes like that. Alright, so Cindy's up here somewhere as well. There she is. Yeah, let me go up here. Grab this junk.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Form a guess about what happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Look at the ruins in the water.
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt.
Take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet rolled over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Who did this? The damage.
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
Time to go. Alright, Cindy.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
She looks at the paint dripping down the wall.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around. Really, you're a miner.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Cool, I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Cindy, I need some paint and your brush too.
What for?
For art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
To be honest, I haven't really thought of anything yet, but I'm sure I will.
Then you have time to find your own fucking brush.
You'll see, you will all see and tremble.
Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything really.
So I need conceptualization. Let me see if I can increase that with any clothes. Yeah, so this will give me +1 conceptualization. Anything else? Not really seeing it. This will, okay. Put that on there, so that should give me 2 bonus to conceptualization. Let me make sure I'm not losing any conceptualization from the other ones. Okay. Let's try that check.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
So now it's a lot higher. It's at 42%. Let me try it out.
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
I'm going to paint a self-portrait, but sort of, you know, from the inside to show people what it's like.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
Stop belittling me, Cindy.
Stop quivering like jello. Then you won't get fucked.
What if I add some interpretive dance?
I think everyone would rather you didn't.
Okay, I won't do that. Please just give me some paint and a brush. I need to do some art.
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portraits.
Thanks, Cindy.
Oh, but I'm all out of fuel oil.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Right on. No way I'm settling for paint, even if children are painting with fuel oil.
That beautiful wall deserves nothing less.
Kim, my friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art?
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
Catch you later, Cindy. Alright, so I got a brush. And... oh yeah, the giant novelty check. I forgot about this. This 20 by 50 centimeter check looks like it's meant to be handed over ceremoniously on a gala-like event. It supposedly exchanges for 25 real at your local Fritz store. Below the number, a careful hand has written the words Constable's Rent, all of it. Note, worthless in a pawn shop. A paintbrush belonging to Cindy the Skull, an aspiring artist. It bristles smells nauseatingly of heavy fuel oil. Specks of red, orange, and green paint cover over the aluminum ferrule. Okay. Trying to remember how to get to the other apartments. It's not through here. I think maybe through this area. Or actually, yeah, this is going to take me back down. I have to go up the other side, I think. That's a lot of money. 563? Nice. I got some boots here, too. Just money in the boots. Alright, fine. Did I come in here before? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, I got some good stuff. Let me go on the balcony on this side. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Alright, so he was up here, right?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Okay, so I do have to wait for a day to pass. Alright, very good, very good. Trying to figure out what I want to do next. I need to figure out how to get rid of Kim. And I have not figured that part out yet. I need to steal those boots from the corpse. So I don't know where... trying to figure out what the best way to get out of here is. Guess let me go through here. I still need to get fuel oil before I can paint anything. Let me take a look at the journal. Let me remind myself what we're doing here. You have seen an exceptionally beautiful wall in Martinez near the pier and decided to add to its beauty artistically. You will take a brush first. Who would have one? Then paint, and then the act itself. So I need to find a government-marked heavy fuel oil and return to the wall. The murder weapon, I'm already familiar with that. This will take place once I finish for the day. That I can't do yet until I get the boots. Open the apartment door for Everett. Everett asked you to open the basement door behind the greenhouse in the backyard to intimidate the occupant. Do what you have to do. Everett promised to give you info. Get the key to the weasel's door from Mañana. Oh no, is it? Mañana's all the way... he was that guy sitting near the crates, right? I forgot to talk to him. What's so special about the borscht strikers that they're eating? The cook in the whirling in rags. He'll know about it. Found a photo at the night watchman's booth. The one with the happy couple. I need to ask Renee about it. So Renee is not here at night, it looks like. So I finished internalizing the race enigma so I can go talk to the Beefgate guy. Still need to find the husband. I need to interrogate more smugglers. Joyce's info on the lynching. But I need to do the jam mystery first for that. Have to gain authority in the eyes of Titus. So I think as I'm getting more information about the investigation, I can get authority. Okay, there's a lot I can do here. There's a lot. I think I am going to try and go get the key from Mañana. I'm pretty sure Mañana is the guy over by the crates, right? Near the factory. I don't know if he's gonna be there during night though. That's the only problem. Things are pretty quiet at night, as you can see. I mean, I might as well try to go in though. Wait a second. Yeah, that's right. I go up through here. I apologize to all of you if this is not the right guy. I think it is, though. What was this check again?
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Should I put a point into rhetoric and try to open this up? No, I didn't mean to do that. Kind of tempted to. My rhetoric is already pretty high. It's already 5. I'm gonna forget it for now. I kind of want to focus on more important things. I'll come back to that if I can. See, I think that's Mañana, right?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
So this is not Mañana. I apologize, guys. I think Mañana is actually the one that sits on the railings below this. But he's not there at night, it looks like. Yeah, I think it's the other guy near where everybody's striking. Leo, in the future, can we keep this greeting shorter?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
He smiles his disarming smile and looks you deep in the eye. Okay, I'm off. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Sorry for that detour. That was not fruitful at all. But now I'm pretty confident I know who Mañana is. So I think I'm gonna go talk to the cook. Well, I'm gonna go talk to the beefcake first about the racial theories and whatnot. That's still a quest I have active, unless he's not here at night. Lots of people go home for the night, which makes sense. But he's supposed to be standing guard here, so I don't know. Yeah, so this guy, let me talk to him. Measure head.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think I know what the race enigma is.
And?
Wow, lots to pick from here. Give me just 1 second to pick an answer. It's just something you shock people with. Liberal and progressives people.
Look, babe. The petulant disco dissident thinks racial synthesis exists to rankle his sensibilities. In his shallow hall of mirrors' existence, everything is insincere, even natural.
I knew he wouldn't get it, John. He's like a cop or something.
You could have used this opportunity to overcome your narrow, Al-Ghul ravaged identity. Instead of unlocking the race enigma, you attempted to add to it unsuccessfully. Take solace from the fact that these thoughts will never entirely leave your brain. They will be with you on the day you die. The only germ of heroism in your body. Now go. I have beauty and truth to discuss with my woman.
Damn, Jean. How are you so romantic?
The woman swoons.
Was there an out of this for you with success? Or was the rhetoric game rigged? I can't tell.
Let's go over that funky race classification again.
There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, Type B, and the vile CF race called of pederasty. Which one do you need?
Alright, so I already talked about it, all this.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Type Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Let me leave? I can't go back here, can I? No. Kinda wanted to get that crate, but looks like that's going to be impossible. Let me head in the kitchen over at the inn. Yeah, see, there's a guy that hangs out up here, remember? I think that's who Mañana is. So I'll have to come back to him at some other time. When it's day, I guess. Those guys are gone. Nobody really to interact with here. The cook is also gone for the day, it looks like.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
So I still can't get in here.
The door does not budge.
Alright. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what I want to do next. I do want to take some time and kind of think about it. So I think this is going to be a good stopping point for this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry for that little detour there at the end, but hopefully you're enjoying the series. If you are, be sure to leave a like on the video. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who helps to support my small channel in small and big ways. By liking, by subscribing, by commenting, or by just lurk watching. Certainly do appreciate all of you. Take care.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.